Now that the Celtics have won the 2024 NBA Finals, I'm sure a majority of y'all aren't pleased with that, unless y'all are like Celtics fans, which if y'all are Celtics fans, y'all could kindly get off this video, please. I'm just messing with y'all. Even though this is a Lakers jacket, I'm actually a Heat fan through and through. You know, they were selling this in the Nike outlet for a really big discount. You know, your boy gotta get that deal. Yeah, I'm a Heat fan, so I should be hating on the Celtics winning the championship, but I'm not. It's all love, because today's video is all about love and enjoyment. We're gonna go ahead and get into that. Odds are that your favorite NBA team probably didn't win the championship this year and probably won't next year. And from my experience, every time I see people that are fans of a team that didn't win the championship or were fans of a team that wasn't too competitive that year, they typically just don't enjoy the NBA season as much. And I kind of get where that's coming from. Like, I remember when I first got into the NBA, it kind of didn't matter if your team was good or bad. Like, we were kids, we were having a good time, it was fun. But now we're older, we're all becoming adults, and like the bills are high, the stress is high, and my favorite basketball team is trash on top of all that. You know, and it's like, I feel like that's a big reason why a lot of people drop off and stop watching basketball after a while. But today, me and you, we gonna fix that. Everybody watching this, we gonna fix this. Today, we're going to go over a few tips on how to enjoy the NBA again. Tip number 1, delete Twitter/X. If you know, you know. Bam, Twitter is home to every hater to ever exist in this universe. I don't even think Twitter attracts haters. I think Twitter turns you into a hater. Like, if you spend a long time on the platform, you just start hating on everything. I mean, like, you could post a picture of like Martin Luther King and be like, wow, what an amazing human being. And somebody's gonna be like, you know, he cheated on his wife, right? You could, bro. Gordon Ramsay had a near fatal accident riding his bike. The man gave some potential life-saving advice on wearing a helmet and why it's so important, why it saved his life. Bro, people were hating on him. Like, bro, it don't matter if your favorite player is LeBron, Curry, Kobe, Michael Jordan, Tim Duncan, Michael freaking Doliak. Bro, it don't matter. Every NBA player to ever exist has a dedicated group of haters that will find every small thing they did not accomplish and use that to tear them down because they want to prop up their players. A few weeks ago, man, I was like, yo, maybe Anthony Edwards, you know, he's the only guy I'm looking online and everybody's loving him. Nobody's really hating on him too much. Man, I had a bad Western Conference Finals, bro. It was crazy. It was like D-Day for haters. Like, they was just like, yo, this is Jordan. Oh, this is your Jordan. Oh, hey, they say this guy was Jordan. It was crazy. I was like, bro, it's like they're dormant. It's like they're dormant, just waiting for somebody to mess up so they can be like, you was praising him? Oh, and then that's another thing. I'm not going to get into that because it's so annoying, but basically, if you talk bad about a player, you're a hater, and then you talk good about them, you're glazing. There's literally no win. Everything is bad in Twitter. Everything has hate for it. If you hate on a player, it's bad. If you love a player, it's bad. Everything's bad. Thing is, just Twitter and X, it breeds toxicity, man. You see this comment you disagree with, and you start arguing with them. You can start going on a back and forth. You can prove all their points wrong. You will never convince them. Never. I'm talking never. I could say like, maybe, mathematically speaking, it's happened a few times, right, in the history of Twitter where somebody said, you know what, I'm convinced. But I'm not even going to tell you that because I want you to think that there's a 1% chance you might be able to convince them. Just think that it's 0 and your day will be a lot better. Because that's the thing, you get into these arguments, you never convince them. Even if you're right, you never ever will end up convincing them. You have all this pent up anger that you just have all over you and you carry throughout your day. And it's like, bro, life is too short to be negative over something that doesn't matter. Focus on getting your bread. Focus on enjoying yourself. Just take yourself out of the negativity, and I promise you, your process when you're watching basketball, you'll enjoy it a lot more. You're not having a civil war. You're not constantly fighting a civil war for specific players that you like. Don't do that, man. These players don't know you. They don't care about you. Let's have some fun. Let's watch basketball. And let's keep it positive. Tip number 2. Don't just root for one team. You like how I did that? Let me explain my intro into the NBA really quickly. I was born and raised in Miami. That's why I'm a Heat fan. I wasn't that much into basketball until LeBron showed up. I remember when LeBron showed up, I was really into watching the Heat play because I knew like, yo, this LeBron guy is like the best basketball player in the world and he's playing for our team. Oh my God. So yeah, I went out and actually bought my first 2K, which was 2K11. I've played some 2Ks before, but I was very casually. It was usually I would borrow it from my cousin. But like this is the first time like I begged my parents to buy me a 2K game, and it was NBA 2K11, which one of the best 2Ks ever. If you played 2K11, you know this. Every single human being played with the Heat. Some people play with the Lakers because, you know, it's still Kobe, prime Kobe. But almost everyone and their moms was playing with the Heat, with the Heatles. And I love that, but I'm a unique snowflake. I don't want to play with what everyone's playing with. So I play with darn near every team to find a team I like. And there is a team in Golden State Warriors. They had Mr. Monta Ellis with the mid-range. They had David Lee posting up, getting those double-doubles. They had Darrell Wright playing like Michael Jordan. If you played 2K11, you know what I'm talking about. Darrell Wright would jump over people. It was crazy. And they had this little guard, this tiny little guard, point guard from Davidson. His name is Wardell Stephen Curry. You might have heard of him. I played with them. I liked the team. I just liked it. I just liked playing with the team. They synced very well. Became a Warriors fan on top of a Heat fan. I justified it with like, hey, they're in a different conference. And guess what? When the Heatles went on the run, it was a great run to be on, but then it ended. LeBron left, Wade got old, Bosh got old. I think, yeah, Wade left. And then the Warriors went on their run. Like literally like 1 or 2 years after the whole Heatles thing ended. And it was amazing because I watched championship after championship run for like multiple years, and then I had like a 1 or 2 year space, and then the Warriors championship run after championship run after championship run. So literally from like 2010 to like 2022, like I just been watching nothing but competitive like basketball with a few breaks here and there. Now the reason I tell that story is because it was a big reason of my enjoyment of the NBA, because I was always constantly watching a team that was great and competitive and trying to win championships. And I feel like too many people nowadays are too loyal. Like this whole thing of like, yo, don't root for just one team. Like to them, that's blasphemy. Bro, I promise you, like the Knicks don't care if you die tomorrow. I'm just using the Knicks as an example. They don't care if you die tomorrow, bro. People are okay with cheating on their spouses, betraying their friends, but no, rooting for two teams? Now that's too far. And it's like, bro, that's corny in my opinion. Like that's just corny. Like it's just rooting for a team. It's just wanting somebody to win. What's wrong with wanting two teams to win? Now I do get it from a standpoint of like, oh, if you pick 20 teams and then one of those 20 teams win a chip, it's not gonna feel the same. And I understand that. What you could do is what I did. Pick one team from each conference. That way, whenever they win a chip, it still feels amazing, still feels great. It doesn't feel cheapened. And if you're a fan of a team that's constantly rebuilding or constantly just trash, like the Bulls or the Hornets, maybe you could pick on the other conference a great team that's currently very competitive, and you could root for that team. So now you get a little bit of both, right? And vice versa. If you root for a competitive team, maybe you can, follow a rebuilding team, right? I mean, following a rebuilding team does have its benefits. Just I can't tell you what they are right now, but I'm sure it does. And you're gonna get people hating on you because, oh, you're a bandwagon, you're a bandwagon. Again, this is just haters speaking. Who cares? Who cares if you're a bandwagon, bro? You're just enjoying the sport. Like, why? That's the thing. People are just upset because they've rooted for trash teams their whole life because their daddy made them root for trash teams their whole life. And then here comes this person when a team decides to be good and they decide to hop on, and it's like what's wrong with that? Like, okay, yeah, they hopped on when it was good. And it's like, no, they feel like this sense of like, oh, entitlement. Like, oh, no, I'm a better fan than you. Okay, cool. I was a fan of them when they were trash. Great. Thank you. Thank you for your service, bro. It ain't that serious. And this tip about rooting for multiple teams extends past the NBA. Like, why don't you follow the EuroLeague a little bit? And I ain't talking about like being a super like deep into the EuroLeague type of guy. It's just, it's a little different, right? It's like an ice cream flavor. You like vanilla? Maybe you like vanilla and chocolate mixed together. Euro's style of play is very less isocentric, a little bit more focused on defense. So again, slightly different than the NBA. You might enjoy that. And speaking about different leagues, the WNBA right now is currently going through a freaking renaissance. It's going through a revolution right now. The Caitlin Clark draft class was stacked with stars, not just Caitlin herself, but it's stacked with great players, and a lot of people are following it. There's a lot of drama behind it. One of my biggest recommendations is definitely following multiple teams. And now for a kind of half tip, I guess you can count this as tip 2.5. Don't just root for players on your team or on your favorite teams. Root for players all over the NBA. No matter the reason. Here's an exercise. Pick the team you hate the most. I am a Heat fan, which means I hate or should hate the Celtics. Today I don't, because today we're piecing it up. Regularly though, I kind of hate the Celtics, but I really do like Jaylen Brown's game. So when the Celtics ended up winning the championship this year, it was a really hard pill to swallow. But the fact that I really liked the way Jaylen Brown played, and also was really happy for Al Horford to win a ring, it was like a glass of water to help that pill go through my throat. Wait a minute. Oh snap. No Diddy all over that. Okay, wait, not all over. I didn't. Okay, see, this is what happens when I go off script. I had a nice written script that's like, nah, let me freestyle a little bit, and it's been going great. And then look, I said this. No Diddy. I'm a no Diddy all that. Ooh, that was terrible. But my point still stands of, hey, it doesn't feel as bad when a team you hate wins, when, hey, at least this player got a ring. And if you can't decide on what players to like, play some fantasy basketball. It's a great way to decide what players you like. You end up drafting about 10 to 12 players, and those 10 to 12 players become like your players. They're like on your team. Try to expand your horizons. Don't just root for players on the teams you like. Root for players all over. And honestly, most NBA fans have already kind of done this. But yeah, if you haven't, root for other players. Tip number 3. Okay, this one I'm gonna go quickly because this video is going on much longer than I thought. The name of this tip is never have a championship or bust mentality. This one's very simple. Winning a championship, it's amazing. It's the goal of basically every single NBA team besides the Hornets. But it isn't everything though. You have players that have decorated and celebrated careers like Charles Barkley, Steve Nash, John Stockton, Allen Iverson, Chris Paul, Reggie Miller, Vince Carter, Tracy McGrady. We're gonna sit here and really say that these players had a disappointing career because they didn't win a chip. It's crazy how we look back at older teams with so much nostalgia and fondness, and yo, that was a fun team to watch. That type of attitude. At the time that team was assembled, you were disappointed because they weren't winning championships. That goes for for example the Lob City Clippers. That goes for the Harden era of the Rockets. A lot of those Rockets teams were super fun to watch. The Penny and Shaq Magic team, that was super fun to watch. The Stockton and Malone Jazz, super fun teams that are looked back with fondness, but at the time were seen as disappointing because they never won championships. Enjoy them now. Enjoy them while they're fun, because there's gonna be a point in time where you're gonna look back and be like, dang, I probably that team was fun, but you didn't enjoy them at the time though. You're enjoying them now. You're enjoying looking back at it. Try to enjoy them now. Literally every single team, even historically bad teams in NBA history, have had a fun team or a fun version of that team that was at some point either competitive or just fun to watch. Except the Hornets. I'm just messing with y'all at this point. I'm just trolling. You can celebrate milestones. You can celebrate progress. Whenever one of your teams progress, you can celebrate that. It's not just championship or bust. Have fun with it. But those are my 3 tips. Delete X/Twitter. Don't root for just one team. And don't have a championship or bust mentality. Those are my 3 tips. These 3 tips have helped me enjoy basketball a little bit more, and I hope you can at least implement at least just one of them. Just see what happens. You have nothing to lose. Hey, if I make just one person enjoy watching the NBA and basketball just a little bit more, I will consider this video a success. Speaking about success should not be measured by rings or money or accomplishments. Success should be measured in happiness. If you enjoyed this, leave a like, subscribe. Peace.